Hello! Hi folks, welcome in. Welcome to a bonus Wednesday Elden Ring stream. Hope you're all having a good one. We're having a nice low-key day here, so felt like hopping on and playing a little bit more. We're continuing the Ancient Meteoric Ore Greatsword run today, and I've done a little bit of leveling off camera, gathered a couple more things. We only have a couple more points on my list of stuff to do, and then it's just about fighting Mohg. So, we're going to hop right into it. Once the game pops up, there it is. Alright. So, we continue the story of Amogus, our wielder of, or future wielder of the Ancient Meteoric Ore Greatsword. One notable change, I went to Weeping Peninsula and bought the iron armor set from there. This is, scale armor. I have Ray Lucarian gauntlets, I guess, from the soldiers around there. The leather trousers, and I didn't buy the helmet because I kind of like this guy just, like, as is. Like, I think he looks quite cool like this. I have a goal armor set in mind that's going to take us to the Consecrated Snowfield if we ever get that far. I got a couple more golden seeds. I went around Lanedale and got the golden seeds from around there. But mostly I've just been leveling up. And, of course, the bird has been helping me with that. So right now my stats are looking like this. We have 51 Vigor. I figured we need a decent amount of Vigor. I think all of these are also being buffed by Radagon's Soar Seal, so let me take that off for the true stats. So 46 Vigor, 61 Strength, 30 Endurance, so we've got a decent amount of stamina to work with and can equip better armor now as well. I bumped Mind by a couple of points, and I leveled Arcane up to 20, because we need 19 in order to wield the sword. The sword apparently scales pretty well with Arcane as well, so there is a possibility that once we start using the Meteoric Ore Greatsword, we'll start leveling Arcane from some of the other stuff that we'll get runes from, which will be a decent amount, I think. But we need to get over to the entrance to Mohg's arena. One of the contingency plans I'm considering in the event that we're unable to defeat Mohg is going and getting the Mimic tier, which would just take a brief trip through Nokra, and we've already got to the point in Rani's quest where we can get there. So it's really just a matter of, like, going there and doing the thing. We could also potentially look around for some more smithing stones to upgrade this sword a little bit more. But my hope is that we won't need to do that because this sword already deals a ton of damage, and we really just need to fight Mohg until he dies. So we'll see how well that aspect of this goes. We got some stanching boluses, at least. There have been some absolutely incredible tutorials out there that tell you how to beat Mohg within, like, an hour or two of starting the game. I'm going to have to run through all of this without a torch, so apologies that it's going to be a little dark in here for a while. We're going to ignore most of the guys who are here, although I'll pick this up because it's more runes. And, yeah, you can beat Mohg with Bloodhound's Fang at, like, level 50 or less, I think, if you have the right setup, and the setup is surprisingly simple. So I'm actually kind of impressed with the people who've been able to do that, but for now, at least, we are going to run out of here. We're going to ignore Vare's invasion thing. And as long as this guy doesn't kill me while I'm tagging the Grace, bye, dude. We're in the clear. Okay, cool. Oh, cool, we get to ban somebody. Nice. Always fun. Obviously a bit more of a low-key stream today, and Ginger, who is normally the main mod around these parts, is streaming herself tonight, I think. Sapphire Augen, thank you for the Prime sub. First sub of the stream, appreciate it. Thank you very much. So I have set up my Mimic tier, my Physic tier, so that I have the Purifying Crystal tier and the Strength Knot. I'm going to be focusing on just trying to stagger Mohg if I can. I don't have Mohg's Shackle, which is going to make this a little bit more dicey. But we do have a really cool sword, so we'll see how we do. Yeah, she streams around 6 PM. Yeah, that's usually the case. Can get to this sword without fighting any bosses, but you plan on fighting any of them anyway? Probably not. At least not in the DLC, because it involves going around and getting the Shadow Tree fragments and stuff, and I'm not that interested in doing that part of the DLC. We will eventually end up doing that anyway, because the Astrologer's Staff playthrough is going to take place with Zloy, and he hasn't seen any of the DLC yet. He doesn't even know what's going on, really. So he hasn't even fought Mohg in the base game, as far as I'm aware. So we're going to be doing a bunch of that at some stage relatively soon anyway. And then obviously later in the A to Z, we're going to be getting weapons that are only acquirable through like the late game dungeons in the DLC, so we'll probably have to do a lot of that stuff anyway. Not really DLC speedrunning for a weapon. I mean, speedrunning in the broad sense, but not in the sense that this is particularly optimized. I have a greatsword, and I'm just going to try and do damage to Mohg now, and we'll see how this goes. This is Mohg's cutscene for anyone who hasn't seen it before. I'm just going to let it play.
Omenkiller. You must abide alone a while.
What's my favorite weapon in Elden Ring? That's what we're trying to find out. That's kind of why we're here.
Welcome, honored guest.
Right now it probably goes to either Moonveil or the Spiked Cestus.
Of our dynasty.
Just gonna do this real quick. There we go, okay. That should last the rest of the fight. I mean, the strength buff won't, tragically, but... Now I need to actually remember Mohg's moveset and how to dodge it. He's just spamming that one. Okay, cool. We roll forward, we go in. Not the best damage-wise. Yeah, and then I have problems with stamina management on this build because I don't know the weapon that well, and it does take a lot of stamina to use. I also need to remember I'm not medium. I'm medium rolling, not light rolling with this guy. And he's slow to attack. All right. Yeah, he's like, my timing is off with this guy. I'm slightly thrown by the timing because I don't fight Mohg very often. So this is again me learning the fight a little bit as well. So there's a couple of other things we could do to boost damage. Like I could go and... I got the... what's it called? The Dragon Communion Seal. I need to boost my faith a little bit in order to get anything that is worth using. But again, that's just a few levels at the bird farm. But like... if we wanted to, we could potentially get like Flame Grant Me Strength and at least have some... Yep, okay, roll later. Sure, okay. Okay, and that one's a straight. Nice. Alright, good to know. So if I'm at, like, mid-range and he does that, he's probably going for, like, the broad, like, arc, right? Like this. Yeah, okay, cool. Right, gotcha. And if I'm at close range, he's, like, pulling it down like the sprinkler system's been turned on. Yep, okay, cool. Would Stone Barb be better for extra poise damage? Where do you get that one from? Because I know you get the one that deals, like... is it Thorny? The one that gives you extra hits for, like, extra damage for successive hits. You get that from, like, the Consecrated Snowfield, right? Where do you get the Stone Barb from? Alright. He's big, but he's not that big. Yep, okay. Can anticipate that one well enough now. He's got a follow-up. Big follow-up. Wasn't sure if I hit that time, so I was slightly distracted by looking at his health bar. Alright. And he's still got plenty of poise. Ow, okay, yeah. Still not doing great anticipating attacks, but we'll see. One of the Putrid avatars in Caelid. Which one? I'd assume it's the one by the Bestial Sanctum, right? Like the one in Dragon Barrow, not the one that's like just at the front door of Caelid. I guess it depends how you enter Caelid, but we could try that. I mean, Stone Barb would generally be good for dealing poise damage anyway, right? But we'll do both, just to be on the safe side. Tend to almost fully skip his first phase with Shackles, a lot of free hits. Yeah, I just don't have the Shackle because my goal for this was to just beat Radahn and Mohg and have those be the two Shard Bearers that get me into Leyndell. And so that kind of means that I'd have to go and fight Godrick or somebody, which obviously would be easy because at this point we're way over-leveled for either Godrick or Rennala. I just kind of like the idea of just fighting Radahn and Mohg to get to the DLC. Speaking of colossal weapons. I got the guy behind him. My guy, stop this. No! Dang it, I had no stamina for rolling. Oh, now I'm on a route. Oh, I thought I was going off the cliff. Never mind. I really wanted a poise break on this thing. Okay, we got that one done. Yeah, Dragon Barrow, Erd Tree, not this one. Cool that we got this one anyway. Because that gets us more physic tiers than I currently have in my possession. But Flame Shrouding is not super helpful. So the one... I guess we can get to it from here instead of having to mess with the dragon. Let me quickly swap this out for that, I guess. Stamina recovery is actually kind of nice. Bye, Nordic. Have a good one. This might be a slightly harder fight, since this is the Dragon Barrow one, but there aren't as many Sword Spear guys around, so maybe we'll have a slightly better time. As long as we don't get struck by lightning first, of course. Gotta make sure I'm two-handing. Very important. Do recommend. Alright. Focus on counter punches. I'm going to run back from the rot instead of around. So we probably won't get stance breaks just because I'm trying to create distance, but... Okay, that'll do. I don't have a great way of dealing with Scarlet Rot right now, so I will not. Oh, now I'm back in storm territory. Oh, I was hoping for a poise break there. Hoping for a poise break that would never come. Well, almost got splashed. Not bad, we're halfway. Can we get it into the lightning? Can we get it struck by lightning if we're over here? Or is it just going to back off now? It's probably going to back off, right? Oh no, maybe not. Follow up? Oh no. Guess not. Ow. Okay, that hit hard. Yeah, I thought that was going to happen. I was like, as soon as I saw my health bar after that, I thought one hit's going to get me and I'm going to mistime that. No worries. We got like a couple of thousand runes from that last one, so didn't really miss much. What's up, Koi Fish? Welcome in. We are back on our Elden Ring business. Attempting to fight Mohg. It's not gone great so far, but there are a bunch of things we can do to make it slightly easier for ourselves, not the least of which is summon some stuff. And we have access to all of the areas that should get us the summoning upgrades now, so I'm fairly certain if we want to, we can just cheese it with Mimic Tear a little bit. And if we want to, we can go and get the Mohg Shackle, but that was not my immediate intent. Gonna back off again. Then breaks the pot next to you. It's wild. He's like, hey, I also have jump attacks. Look at this. Check this out. Ah, a little bit of damage there. Probably enough to heal. No overhead follow-up from those last couple. Kind of surprised by that, actually. Come on then, bud. There we go. That's the stuff. I knew there was going to be one in there somewhere. One more for good measure. And then we run again. Surprised how effective spamming roll was that time, but... Oh, yikes. One more. Just gonna heal for safety. Of course. Of course you got more of these in you. Doesn't go for the overhead again. Wild. Okay, this time I'm rolling to the side. slow turn. One more. And follow up R1. Pretty good. Not bad. See, if Mohg was this predictable, I'd be in the DLC already. Decent amount of runes, though. And Opalin hard tier. That's another nice one to have. Okay. So, from here... I guess we can go do Nokran. We could maybe try upping our faith a little bit. Ancient Meteoric Ore Greatsword is the most Elden Ring weapon you've ever heard of? Yeah, it's a lot. It is a lot. So yeah, Physic Flasks. Stone Barb tier is going to be potentially a shorter duration than Strength Knot. It says temporarily, and this one says the effect only lasts for a short time. I really wish it gave you like actual numbers for those, but I'm fairly certain it's on the DLC. It's on the wiki somewhere. And with enough patience... Oh, maybe I should go level up. Do I have... Yeah, okay, I have enough runes. Runes are really just a matter of, like, shooting enough birds at this stage, but... Need to be aware of that. I'm also kind of ridiculously still using the Source Seal, so maybe I should take that off in favor of something else. And just put another point into Strength. Maybe give myself some more stamina. Something like that, but then... It reduces my endurance and my vigor a little bit as well, so I think Mohg just deals enough damage that the increase is sizable. Hey, Vinka. Just got to make sure I'm two-handing. That's the important part to begin with. I doubt this will go much different than the last couple of fights, but, you know, let's find out for science. A great sword glowing red. Alright. Need to learn to dodge that. Okay, we got a break. That's nice. I'll take it. Now we no longer have the stance break effect. And he's not immediately going duo, so... That's a good sign. Okay, got jittered on there. There it is. Oh, I hate Blood Flame for that. That's annoying. Of course, yeah, jumping at him makes him deal a little bit of anti-air. Doesn't quite have the range, darling. Holding our own a little better this time. Still not good at dodging that, though. And he's at half health now, so... We're almost there. Anus. Yeah, okay. And now he gets even more aggressive with the attacks. More blood loss happens. And I'm out of heals. But we made it this far. Didn't even press an attack button there, apparently. Does this boss have life drain? Doesn't have life drain, or rather not life steal, but the blood flame effect builds up blood loss. And then he heals himself when he does that phase transition for the second phase. So yeah, I reckon with Mimic Tier we can beat him, and I'm not necessarily in like the game of doing this like the honorable way. I just want to get to the weapon. So I think we're going to go and do the stuff with Nokron. Use the tools at our disposal. Upgrade the Mimic Tier a little bit and see if the two of us can take him down. Because 2 Greatswords, we're probably going to get more stance breaks. He gives you plenty of time to summon something at the beginning. So we don't need to worry too much about, like, having time to summon the Mimic Tier, which is a problem with some fights. Where they've got, like, a... Excuse me. Tea is making me, like, a little burpy tonight. But yeah, they have a really strong opener sometimes, which makes it difficult to find space to summon something. But yeah, on the way down here, what do I have in terms of Glovewort? Okay, I have 2 and 9. Right, we'll get some as we go down through Nokron. We'll obviously pick up the Mimic Tier Ashes, and then we should be able to get a little bit from Shifra River. I know where a couple of the higher level ones are around there. The mid-range stuff is here in Nokron, and the late stuff is actually at Mohg Palace. This is all, yeah, the sleep stuff, right? Which I don't think works especially well on Mohg. I know, like, Rot and Poison and stuff do pretty well against Mohg, but... And ironically enough, Blood Loss, he's, like, fairly weak to Bleed. But then Bleed in the area also gives him additional damage. Like, he basically has Lord of Blood's Exaltation as a permanent effect. Not gonna bother fighting these guys. So we'll get that for Glovewort 3. Oh, I guess once we get the Glovewort Picker Bell Bearing in here, we can actually buy Glovewort 1, so there's no real need. Unless it's Grave Glovewort, I forget which one this is. Okay, that's Ghost. Good. That works. What is this? Is this anything? Forget what's going on here, aside from creepy dudes. Oh, right, yeah. Might as well have a larval tier every now and again, just in case we need to respec. And the Great Shield Soldier Ashes, just in case we need to tank anything. Absolutely wild defense on that shield, though. pretty tough. Have I completed the DLC? Yes. I have, with another character who has a very different setup to this one. But this one is all about getting to the DLC to get a specific weapon and then coming back to the base game and beating the base game with that weapon. Like, I have no real need to beat, like, every Remembrance boss with every weapon here. That's kind of not the goal. Amazing that this guy doesn't shield break. Tough stuff. Oh, hello. Ow. I got stabbed from behind by a thing. That's the end of that. Opinions on the final boss? I mean, it's complete BS, but once you learn the fight, it's quite fun. The problem is it doesn't give you many opportunities to learn the fight, so it's genuinely a fight I had to look up how to dodge stuff and then get some, like, guidance on it. But, yeah, like, my build in particular was not great for taking on the boss because it's just, like, a melee-only build that uses the Spiked Cestus, so I was in a pretty tough position. And it's, like, unarmored Spiked Cestus, using Blue Dancer Charm and all of the stuff that gives you bonuses for having less gear. So, yeah, I had a bad time, but it was still very satisfying to beat. I just wish there was more to it than that, in a way. Like, I wish that the cutscene we got was a bit more satisfying, or, like, unlocked a different ending for the base game or something, but then I recognize that there's some stuff that they don't want to keep behind the DLC paywall, you know? You got better at Souls games since last time you were here? Nice. What have you done lately? Lore was lackluster, the fight was mostly fun when you learned it. Yeah. I've seen a lot of very good memes about the lore. The fight just feels very epic. I think that's one of the things they still do very well with all of the, like, demigod fights, is everything feels quite unique. Even if they're reusing characters or concepts or whatever, it still feels quite, like, quite unique in that sense. What is the Blood-Starved Beast from? Just random Jeff? I'm not familiar with many of the other Souls games. Elden Ring and Sekiro are the only ones I really know, and I didn't get that far in Sekiro because it's a fairly different game to this. It didn't quite, like, didn't quite, like, click for me in the same way Elden Ring has. Okay, no idea how I got that, but I got that. Did some sort of enemy die? Very confused. Maybe it was a bug? Not like a glitch, but like a scarab. Because I know some of those have somber smithing stones occasionally. I was from Bloodborne? I mean, it makes sense. Hence the name, right? There are some sorceries we're going to have to get in the Astrologer's Staff playthrough, which is one where I intend, even though you start with the Astrologer's Staff, I want to challenge myself to get every sorcery in the game. There are going to be some which are actually relatively obscure and require completing certain, like, quest lines and stuff to get hold of. So I'm actually kind of looking forward to getting, like, Fia's Mist, for example, is the one I'm thinking of because obviously the Deep-Root Depths entrance is, like, connected to this area, which is why it's, like, top of mind right now. Alright, the rollback and stab is quite handy. Also, am I one-handing again? Why am I one-handing again? What do I keep doing that does that? I've never played any of the Myst games. Everyone always talks about them as, like, fundamental gaming experiences, and they just, like... they never came up for me. Around the time that the Myst series was popular, I was playing, like... point-and-click adventure games like Monkey Island and stuff. Like the LucasArts games. Finally beat the DLC after many attempts. Beat it again in New Game Plus 1, so you're happy? Nice. Sick. Ooh, some greaves. We do love a greave. And we got those ashes. Now, what do we have in terms of Glovewort again? 2, 3, 9. Okay, great. Figured that was going to happen. Back! Back, you devil! This is another larval tier, I think, right? Yep. This area just gives them out. I mean, for obvious reasons, they're connected, but, like... Loved exploring the Mist worlds, found the puzzles very difficult, though. It's sort of like a precursor to games like, The Witness, right? It kind of feels like open world and mysterious, and you're supposed to intuit what the answers are to puzzles from your surroundings. Is it something along those lines? Also, is there any more Glovewort here, or is it all in Shifra River at this stage? I feel like it's all kind of back the way we came. I'll keep this Grace, and I won't go any further because I don't want to end Rani's questline quite yet. Just in case we want the Magic Scorpion Charm, because apparently it works for boosting the damage that the weapon skill of the weapon we're going to acquire does. Path to Deep-Root Depths was epic. If you go the way through Lanedale Catacombs, it definitely is. If you go the way through Ancestral Woods up there, or whatever that is, Worshipper's Woods, it basically just involves fighting one really annoying boss. And that's the way I discovered first, because I didn't discover the Lanedale sewers until a lot later. Like, I went into the Lanedale sewers, and I thought, there's actually not much here, and so I left again, and it turns out there was a lot more there. Okay, we got Ghost Glovewort number 1 anyway, so that's fine. Let's go up here before we get shot by a guy. These guys that fire, like, the traffic markers at you. You've only gone through the Lanedale way? Oh, okay. So the other way to do that is to jump off of the back of the Worshipper's Woods area, and that gets you into this section up here, like the bit that you can see from this point, like up there. Like you go through up there, and then there's a boss fight that's really annoying, and then you get basically like a back door into Deeproot Depths. You come out at basically the same place, I think. But yeah, it's kind of a different way in. Which, is, again, is one of the things I love about the base game Elden Ring, is that there are multiple ways into different areas. That's the thing that I really felt was lacking about some of the spots in the DLC. Was that it was a lot less stumble into stuff and a lot more, there is one path to go here. No Ginger today? No, when I stream on Wednesday, she's usually streaming herself. Should I guess let's kill the Dragonkin Soldier. It's kind of a fun fight to do with a big sword. Well, I'm going to do it the same way I always do, which is to get back here. And just let the guy's hitbox carry you around. Always a fun fight. Is it possible to backtrack from Deeproot? Not really. Although maybe it is. But then once you get back to Ancestral Woods, you can't really go anywhere. Felled like a tree. Yeah, pretty much. So now we've got 1, 2, 3, 5, 9. Okay, yeah. I'm pretty sure there's an 8 around Mohg Palace somewhere. And I imagine there's a 4 around here. Like at the top end of Shifra River? Like, is it this? Yes. Okay, cool. See, I know where some of them are. Like, in my head, I have, like, a little route mapped out. Yeah, I'll show you where the other fight is. Although I don't think I want to do the other fight because it's annoying. But on the way through here, we'll pick up a couple of flowers. Is there one up this way? Another Glovewort. There's more of these mushrooms and stuff. Mushrooms and herba and things. But yeah, you go up here through the jellyfish. Like behind where the, like down there is the Regal Ancestor Spirit fight. You go this way. You find this spot. You jump off the cliff here. This takes you through to a room with a grace. Did I consider summoning someone, ask them to drop a weapon at the start? That's kind of not the way I wanted to do this. Like, it's obviously, like, there's Crucible Knights and stuff down here as well, which is another reason I don't want to go down here. Yeah, like, it's definitely, like, a valid way of getting hold of the weapons. But I think part of the fun of a challenge like this is in figuring out how to get to certain areas because then you see more of the game, you know? Like, I'm actually not sure if you can get back to Shifra River from here. But anyway, yeah, like, I think it's more fun to me, the journey that you have to take to each weapon, because then you end up seeing, like, aspects of the game that you don't normally interact with. Dungeons that you wouldn't normally do on, like, a fast run through this game. And you're kind of cutting yourself off from those experiences. I think the only time I might consider doing something like that is if there's not really, like, any variety in it past a certain point. Like, if it doesn't feel like I'm having fun getting to specific things because I've done them, like, 100 times over. Which might be the case towards the end of this challenge. We'll see. Right. I know there's a great Ghost Glovewort in here somewhere. There are 308 weapons in Elden Ring, and I plan to beat the game 308 times. There are actually, like, more like 408 now that the DLC is a thing, and yes, absolutely. I'm under no illusions about the fact that it will take a very, very long time for me to actually do this, and so I might just call it quits at some stage. Because, yeah, naturally it's going to take a... There it is. It's going to take a long time. But, you know, that's the nature of these challenges. Like, I figured out quite early that if I did a playthrough every week, this challenge would take me, like, basically 8 years to complete. And I will probably not be playing this game for that long. But let's enjoy the ride, you know? Okay, I'm still being tracked. Oh, okay, of course. Ancient Meteoric Greatsword was one of your favorite weapons from the DLC. The explosion hitbox is weird. Yeah, I've heard that some people have issues with the Ash of War, but we'll get fairly familiar with it once we can acquire it. Okay. So now we are here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10. So we're missing 6 and 7 at this stage. And Glovewort 6 and 7 are, I think, probably in the second half of Ainsel River. I'm not sure where we can get them the rest of the time aside from Deeproot Depths. So maybe we should go and do Valiant Gargoyles. Just order the game. Would you recommend I play with almost no background knowledge of the game or do some research? Start with no background knowledge of the game. Like, go in blind, go in unspoiled as much as possible. I know I'm, like, exploring stuff here, but, like, you'll have no context for this for a while, so you're probably good. And just enjoy muddling through the game for the first time. Like, now I know enough about this game to play it, I'd say, relatively competently. My first character looks absolutely garbage, like, in terms of stats and stuff. So, like, you will learn a lot after you give yourself permission to do, like, the research or whatever. You will learn a lot about what you did wrong. But go in as unspoiled as you can the first time around would be my suggestion. The only thing I will tell you, because it's something that was told to me beforehand, and is very useful advice if you've never played a FromSoft game before in general, is that basically every NPC has important stuff to tell you or give you until you've finished, like, exhausting their dialogue, basically. Like, once you exhaust their dialogue, you can move on. And maybe you'll encounter them somewhere later. Okay, I need faster attacks to fight this guy. But, yeah, like, talk to the NPCs over and over again until they start repeating themselves. And the other thing is, really, like, you'll learn about the weapon upgrade system, but each weapon has, like, a couple of stats that affect its damage, and you want to pay attention to that stuff when it says it scales with strength or Faith or Dexterity. Those are the stats that you want to focus on upgrading if you want to use that specific weapon. But don't worry, there's a way of respecking later if you feel like you've really messed up your character build. That's the only things I would really say as like an introduction to this game for somebody who's never played. Aside from that, go in with as few spoilers as possible and enjoy yourself. These guys are not too much of a spoiler, so don't worry too much about that. They are, however, annoying as all heck, because one of them always spams poison while the other one is attacking you with melee, and it's genuinely intolerable at some points in this fight. Which is why I'm trying to kill one of them before the other one absolutely decks me. So let's do that real fast. Oh, I've still got Mohg's Purifying Tear on, never mind. Alright, you. Time to die. Oh, I tried to do the poke. I tried to do the poke and I was nowhere near. Okay, thank goodness. Right. Now I can focus on just fighting one of them. And this one should probably spam the poison breath a little less. Nope, rolled into that. Never mind, he's doing it anyway. Oh, I got myself stuck in the... Alright, it's fine, it's fine. We're good. We're cool. Okay. Oh. Alright, we should be okay now. Oh, that fight's a pain. That fight's such a pain. What's up, Frago? Welcome in. It's going well now. I've beaten Valiant Gargoyles. I'm a little happier about that. Oh, there's a Grace over here as well. I should really get this. So in Deep Root, we should be able to get at least the 7s. Or 6s and 7s, I think. Hopefully we get the 6s and 7s. Just going to leave this thing of me getting in the coffin. It's, you know, it's a metaphor for this game in general. Yeah, the first time I came here on Rani's quest, and I came here as soon as I could, basically. Rani was like, hey, go and find the secret treasure of Nokra, and I was like, beeline, I'm going. Didn't work out very well for me. I was a bleed build at the time. I mean, bleed int, I was like using Moonveil by that point, but it was still very, very tricky. I think I ended up spamming Rock Sling a lot. But I still had the Meteorite Staff, and you can't upgrade the Meteorite Staff, and I didn't really know how to level my character and scale sorcery. I wasn't really building that way. My character, like, now I know how to do the stats and everything. Like, my original character would be an absolute menace. Anyway, here we are in Deep Root Depths. Amogus arrives. Oh, he has such red eyes. I didn't realize. I guess we have gone down the whole Lord of Blood route, so makes sense. Haven't done any, like, dragon stuff. Okay, here we are in Deep Roots, which we hopefully won't be here for too much longer. But I am basically here to pick some flowers and then leave. I think most of the Glovewort grows, like, in the area at the end of this, so I'm just gonna dodge around that guy. Okay, that's 4. Uh-huh. That's a mushroom, ignore it. Mushrooms are here to be ignored. Oh, he's doing that attack. Love that for us. So I think, like, up there somewhere is where you end up coming in from the bottom of Lanedale Catacombs. If I'm wrong, then it's somewhere else with these, like, networks of routes and stuff. And you sort of end up headed towards the same place anyway. You're, like, funneled in to the location where the significant stuff down here happens. What is this one? That's another 4. Okay, at least we got plenty of those. Oh yeah, and there's more of those guys here too. What's going on with that? A lot of Deathblight stuff, I think. A lot of perfume stuff. That's Ghost Glovewort 5. We'll get the Grace here. Nailed it. On my first playthrough, I didn't do any of the stuff with fear either, so this area made, like, no sense. A lot of bones, though. Love to acquire lots of bones. And butterflies and things. This one... Okay, also Glovewort 5. Where are the 6s at? I expect there are some in more, like, enemy-dense areas or something. It's funny, normally when I'm looking for all of the Glovewort flowers, I'm going to Ainsel River for them, so I don't, like, have to mess around with coming here. I don't know what you are, but I want it. Oh, nice. I actually need Sombers, so that's good. I think this guy has the map. Nice. Always found those guys laughably easy to kill. A whole lot going on with them. There should also be some higher level smithing stones down here while I'm here, I think, so... Still number 5. Seriously? Am I wrong about there being actually useful Gloveworts down here? Or am I just in the wrong spot right now? Did I do a 100% playthrough of this game? I mean, I certainly didn't all bosses playthrough. 100% involving getting, like, every weapon and item and everything would take a frightfully long time. So I've not gone that far, but, like, I've done a decent amount of the stuff you can do in this game. Still kind of surprised I didn't absolutely eat it there. There's a bear! I have no quarrel with you, bear. Dang it. I said no quarrel with you, bear. Didn't even poke the bear. I just went into its house, I guess, and did take all of its stuff. So maybe that's why it had an issue with me. Someone did 100%, kinda. It took me 180, 190 hours. Yeah, I probably won't be doing that on this challenge. Considering it's already going to take me, like, thousands of hours to do what I want to do. If we ever get to Zweihander, then maybe I'll consider it, you know? Oh, is there one over here by Siluria? Don't tell me this is also a Glovewort. Oh, well, that's a 7. We got a 7. I have no quarrel with you. That's my excuse for everybody. No quarrel, no quarrel. Yes, okay, we have everything. Even this. Alright, bye. Alright, how do I get to a safe place down here? That's an awful question. They're still searching for me. I'm in the bushes. Yeah, okay, right. Back to Table of Lost Grace. Time for some spirit tuning, baby. No quarrel with anyone, just give me your stuff. Basically how I play this game, yes.
I can happily but and if there's I search Godrick.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I don't have enough money. Well, fortunately I have been collecting some pretty large runes along the way, so how about we pop this one? Then I think that's enough. It was like 1,400, or 14,000 rather. Yeah. Alright, that's a fully upgraded Mimic tier. Not too shabby. I never ended up seeing a bird that had glowing eyes. I think I did kill a couple of them, but I never ended up using the gold pickle fowlfoot I equipped right at the end of the last stream. So the only other thing I could potentially do here without, like, severely adjusting my strategy to kill Mohg is go and get, like, a couple of points in Faith and use Flame Grant Me Strength. Or maybe go and activate one of the Great Runes. But even then, if I'm not guaranteed to do reasonably well against Mohg, it feels like the Rune Arc might be wasted, so I don't really want to do that. Mimic is your fave? Yeah, the Mimic definitely gets me out of a lot of sticky situations, so I'm going to say he's the man. We'll see if me plus Mimic equals a good strategy against Mohg. Hey, my runes are still here. Dude, incredible. I actually survived the rest of the time. Alright, it's me and me versus this guy. And we both get hit by the same attack, because of course we do. Nice. Get him. Okay, this is looking promising, but remember he has a phase transition coming up. Alright, we going in. Get back, heal. Got that blood loss coming up. Ouch. Yeah, that's my bad. Come back here, you. There we go. Okay, we can backstab. Can barely see his back, but we can do it. Okay, yeah, we need to dodge roll sideways for those. Oh. I'm burning through health flasks here. But this is looking promising. Mimic Tyr's almost dead. But so is Mohg. And so am I. I was right back up against the wall. Alright, that seems doable though. That seems way doable. No, we got this. We got this. We could always bust one of these or something as well. Like, sometimes if you give items to the Mimic Tyr, he, like, uses it, right? Like, I'm pretty sure that's how it works, if they're on your, like, item carousel. So maybe we could do that. Or maybe we could swap this back out for the Saw Seal again. And deal a little bit more damage, but take a little bit more damage. We'll see. We'll see how we do with that. I'm going in with, like, slightly less than full health now that I've done that, but... Obviously, summoning the Mimic removes some of my health anyway. Ow. Yep, okay. Maybe not the Saw Seal. Morgott Shackle doesn't work on this guy. And I don't have Mohg Shackle because we haven't been to Lanedale yet. I can't get into Lanedale right now because I've only fought Radahn. I think maybe Viridian Amber Medallion is the play. It got us far enough last time. Yes, Mimic Tyr. Oh. Yep, okay, good. We still have the stance break effect active. Gosh, that's a wide swing, and now we don't anymore. Okay, now he doesn't... He doesn't poise break out of that animation, so... Can't really do a whole lot about that. Right. And we got toasted. Just need to be a little bit more aware of his patterns and not think I can just rush this, but it's looking good. It's looking good so far. One thing I might quickly do, we'll go and get Radahn's Great Rune unlocked, because that shouldn't take long. I might even be able to pick up some smithing stones on the way. I can't remember where we're at in terms of upgrading this sword. We're still at plus 14. It's relatively low for fighting Mohg. I need one more Smithing Stone 5. And then we'll need Smithing Stone 6s. I can't remember what you get from over here in Caelid. But there's a few more near the Divine Tower. There might be a couple more in Deeproot that I just haven't acquired yet. But then, yeah, if we get Radahn's Great Rune active, I have a bit more health and stamina and stuff from that. And then we can maybe just try and power through, and I don't need the Mana Flask right now because I'm not using the weapon art especially frequently. Beat the DLC with the Mohg weapon. Nice. Yeah, a lot of people use it for the Melania fight as well, so I can imagine that being a worthwhile weapon to use. It's pretty hefty though, like it takes a lot of swing. I mean, I say that and I'm carrying around the Guts Berserk sword, but still. Yeah, the reason my strat is that just to go and get something more powerful instead of repeating the fight over and over again is I want it to be interesting on stream. That's my primary concern, is like, is it fun to watch me go in over and over again and just get my butt handed to me with no change in strategy? And personally, I'm of the opinion that it's sort of not. I know some people like to do that on stream, and that's entirely their call. They're allowed to do that, but like, yeah, I personally don't enjoy just like throwing myself against a boss over and over and over again. Oh, that's Somber 9. Okay, so that's... And another rune arc. Alright, well, we'll take that. But that's slightly different to what I was thinking and we got from that spot. Sword you're using is great to use. Yeah, the other thing we could do is go and get the Lion's Claw Ash of War and use that instead of Stamp, because it gives you pretty good hyper armor and does a lot of poise damage. That guy with the torch pole, always my nemesis, always. But yeah, if we beat the Omen Lions in Fort Gale, we get Lion's Claw from them. Or we can go to Castle Morn and get the Claymore and just transfer it off the Claymore onto something else. Hi. Oh, almost didn't make it on there. These ledges, though, they knew what they were doing. They're like, people are going to fall off this a lot. We have the rights today. Shout out to everybody who thought that was a door and didn't realize that this was here. Because none of the Divine Towers have a left turn like this. I hate this tower. Dude, I hate this tower too. This tower sucks. Especially the way down. The way up is not too bad. The way down is awful. I'm pretty good at doing it now, but again, like, I probably died in this tower more than any other location just because of the parkour you have to do. That and maybe the Haligtree. But, you know, that was in the days when I was still working out how to control this game better, what the feel of the game was, the timing of jumps and stuff like that. Considering how I'm used to much more responsive games, like obviously Minecraft, the inputs are not like buffered at all. Your character basically moves as soon as you tell them to move. Cool. I think that's possibly my first time restoring Radahn's Great Rune. Yeah, it is a cool dungeon. Need to actually apply the Great Rune. I could also, if I wanted to, pop a couple of these and level up. Like a point or two. It's not much, but we'll take it. It's probably about as much vigor as the Saw Seal would have gotten us, so... Didn't have a lot of problems here. Caelid Tree, on the other hand, was really bad because you have to fight and not just parkour. True. Yeah, at least the Divine Tower in Caelid, you can stop and fight a couple of the guards and then keep going, you know? Hey, it's Kendrasite. Welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. Folks, welcome. Good to see you all. Hope you're doing well. If you're brand new here, my name is Pixelriffs. Normally I'm a Minecraft streamer, but I have been playing a lot of Elden Ring lately. Was enjoying the DLC, and I'm on this silly challenge now where I'm trying to beat the game with every weapon in alphabetical order. So right now we're on the Ancient Meteoric Ore Greatsword. This is our 5th run. I'm trying to fight Mohg to get access to the DLC so we can acquire the weapon. And I need to take this fight a little bit more tactically than I have been. Which usually involves not just getting my butt handed to me immediately, but you know. Nice. Okay, we got that without the flask, which is good. Now we'll chug the flask because he's about to do a couple of phase transition moves. He's about to join FaZe Clan, apparently. Yep, no, that was my bad. That was me hanging on and getting greedy. Only ever watch me on YouTube doing recaps? Well, you can check out my YouTube channel for a bunch of really fun Minecraft survival videos. I tend to make tutorials over there, so I do guides. And over here on Twitch, we stream from the behind the scenes of that. I'm playing on the Fantasy Minecraft Fabric SMP that Mythical Sausage just started. And I also play Elden Ring. Curse you, Bale, where Bale is that guy who put ants in the Caelid Tree? Yes. Yeah, the ants are a menace. Something I've noticed about Mohg is that when he attacks one target, he turns kind of slowly. And so if he's attacking the Mimic tier at the time, we can kind of take advantage of the fact that he's really slow about turning to face me. Unless he's doing that move, I guess. Good, cool and good. Alright. Okay, Mimic tier is kind of doomed at this point, which is unfortunate because I would like him to stay alive. There we go. Okay, this is not ideal for me. Maybe I just need to be good at this part of the game? Question mark? Should definitely have backed off before I healed. That's also on me. The dang blood loss effects, dude. Okay, we're done. Yeah.
Is mine and mine alone.
One more. One more, I think we got this. We're dialing it in. I think I might put some damage boost stuff on the pouch too. Nice having a little extra health, thanks to the Great Rune. He's guarding my runes. Look at him. Okay, that didn't go great. For a first salvo, pretty poor, actually. Mimic Tear is doing his best. Oh, nice. Okay, good. Charged R2, definitely good. Okay, cool. So he'll heal from this, but he won't have too much extra health. Okay, Mimic Tear is still at half HP, which is good. Okay, we got the stagger. Excellent. Do a poke. I didn't get the crit because I was not in the right place. Oh, he keeps moving when I'm lining up to do a charged R2. Get a Mimic Tear, get a Mimic Tear. Okay, this is now absolutely mine to lose. And this is me losing it. Yeah, not happening. Rats, that's unfortunate. Got greedy with that one. Oh, so close. No. Once again, greed gets the better of me. Tell him to stand still so you can hit him? Yeah. No, we're right there, though. We can do this. We can absolutely do it this way. And honestly, from this point on, I don't intend to use the rune arcs much, so I'm going to let him rip. If I had just bothered to eat the chicken leg when I said I was going to, we wouldn't be in this mess. Look at that brave Mimic Tier. Going in and getting the dub for us. Oh yeah, got to remember to roll forward through that one. Charged R2. Nice. I swear he always does that one right after I jump in and I don't have enough stamina to roll away. Okay. Okay, I think that confused him. Nice. Okay, good. We traded. We traded. Mimic Tier is kind of doomed at this point, which is pretty bad for us. Charged R2. Yes, got the stagger. Okay, heal, don't get greedy. He took it. One more. Yes! Yes! We got there! Oh. Thank you, based Mimic Tier. Oh, feels good, baby. We're in the DLC. 6 hours of gameplay, give or take. That's not too terrible. I've already done a decent amount of stuff. We kind of beelined this, but we had to go and divert and get the Mimic Tier and everything else, right? Okay, let's up our Vigor, and we'll put a couple of extra points into Arcane when we can. Actually, no, let's just do the Arcane now, because this is going to help leveling the weapon. Hey, look who's here.
Ah, were you guided here by kindly Omenkiller? I am Leda. And like you, I was guided by faith along his honorable path. Touch the withered arm, and you too will be transported to the realm of shadow where Omenkiller the Kind now dwells. My compatriots are there already. Like us, they have heard kindly Omenkiller's call. If you can find them, they are certain to lend you aid. Come now, touch the withered arm, and travel to the realm of shadow. I will not be far behind. May we meet again.
Maybe in the next playthrough. For now, though, we're off! We're off to see the wizard! So, great news. We're in the DLC. For those of you who haven't seen this before, spoilers. Welcome to Gravesite Plain. There is naturally going to be a grace here. And there's a lot of other stuff going on. So the thing about the DLC area is that there is this thing called Shadow Realm Blessing, which you get from getting Shadow Tree Blessing fragments. Yes, these are... The word is pronounced Shadow Tree, apparently. And then Revered Spirit Ash Blessing. We're not going to get any of those. And not because I'm doing some kind of, like, I'm gonna beat this without doing any of the upgrades. You desperately need them if you want to fight anything. My goal is not to fight anything. It's basically how this works. Including that. We're not going to fight that. That we are definitely not going to fight. So instead I'm going to find some graces, and we're going to go around basically everything. But I will get the map. Because I like having the map. So this is one fragment of the map of the DLC. It is very large. Initially they said it was going to be the size of Limgrave. It's more like the size of Limgrave, Caelid, and a bit of Liurnia as well. So they lied, but they lied in a good way, which meant we got more stuff, which is kind of nice. Yeah, Mohg is basically the thing you have to kill to get into the DLC, but you also have to beat Radahn. Obviously, that's not so difficult. If you can beat Mohg, you can beat Radahn. Like, that's... In terms of, like, the power scaling of those bosses, that's pretty much a given. But yeah, we can also now get into Lanedale, which is nice. Not the way I usually expect to get into Lanedale, but here we are. And I can't remember if I can get down from here. Again, this is my frustration with the DLC, where there's a lot of verticality in the DLC. Like... There are a lot of moments where if you want to get up or down from someplace, then you can. But it takes a long and winding, circuitous route to get there, which is not very helpful. However, when I first acquired the weapon that we're going to acquire, I beat a couple of major bosses in order to get there. And then I discovered that you don't have to do that, so we're not going to do that. Instead, we're going to cross this bridge, which is going to remind everyone of the Bridge of Sacrifice because of this. And then we're going to make a right turn. You should get anything that's by statues that look like they're statues of Marika, by the way, because those are the Shadow Tree fragments. You will need those. I will not need those. I'm going this way. Ahead of us, that archway up there in the distance is one of the locations that we'll be going to in a couple of streams' time when we look for another weapon called the Anvil Hammer. But we are not going to get the Anvil Hammer, we're going to get the Ancient Meteoric Ore Greatsword, which is in a similar location but somewhere different on the map. We're basically headed for that shack over there, I'm pretty sure. And you'll notice that a lot of the enemies and stuff, a lot of the critters and various, like... side enemies and whatnot, do look fairly similar. But there are plenty of new things in this DLC that will deal a lot of damage to you. Especially since I don't have any blessing yet. Right, so one quirk of the DLC is that some of the spirit springs are locked by these cairns of stones, and you have to find the cairn in order to unlock them. This one is just up here, just got to demolish it, the spirit spring activates, It says somewhere a spirit spring has been unsealed, even though it's basically right next door. We're going to jump up here. And then fortunately this spirit spring up here has also been unsealed. So we're going to Skyrim our way up this rock. And we're going to jump here. Which takes us via something like the back door to this place called the Fort of Reprimand. Think of this as like Fort Gale or Fort Height or Fort Faroth or probably even Castle Sol. We're going to leave immediately because I do not need to be here, I do not want to be here, and there are Omenkillers. Which I don't deal a great deal of damage to. So instead I'm going to leave via the front door. Ideally before this guy gets to me. We'll rest at the Grace. So he's not mad at me anymore. Can I get down from here? Is it safe to get down from here? Probably. Nice. Okay, I don't have the map for this, but I'm fairly certain if we walk through this way, we'll see a dragon killing a lot of dudes. Hopefully those dudes will not include me, because I have no quarrel with this dragon. Instead, I'm heading over this way. Hey, Elden Ring time! Welcome in, Flower of Laurelin. Yes, we are doing DLC stuff for once. But the only DLC stuff we're doing is going to this place in particular, and now we're here. Say farewell to the Land of Shadow. We will not be staying there for too long. Welcome to the Ruined Forge of Starfall Past, where we'll be acquiring the weapon for this run. Was this challenge restarted because of DLC weapons? Actually, no, because I'd only started it more recently. And by the time the DLC got released, there weren't really many weapons completed already. Like I had not gotten to the point where the DLC weapons were further along in... I mean, they were all further along in the alphabet. Alright, so we need to use the levers to open and close these doors. Oh, and that guy just runs in. Yeah, I forgot about that part. There are also a lot of smithing stones around here. But we shouldn't need these beyond this point. I might collect the ones that look like somber smithing stones. Right, that guy is basically dead. The main thing we want to avoid disturbing is these guys, who I've just disturbed. That's a golem smith. And they seem to be responsible for creating a lot of the weapons and stuff in here. They're pretty powerful. I imagine in here there's a guy who's going to absolutely stomp me. Yep, there we go. He's there. I've only done this dungeon once already, so I might run into a little trouble here and there. But basically the goal is to get up to a point where we can reach a forge. I can't remember if it's through... Oh! Through here. Yeah. Excuse me, chaps. This platform is good where it is, I think. Oh yeah, we got the smithing talisman from here as well. Yeah, so in here, yeah, we need to activate this lever. And across there in that room is our objective, right? So we drop down here. This gate lowers. We have to stay alive because that guy over there is going to throw stuff at us. We flip this lever. We get back on the door. It raises us up. I try not to jump off of it in excitement, and this is the end of the dungeon. That's the objective. And we now have the Ancient Meteoric Ore Greatsword and an Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone, which is great because this thing requires Ancient Dragon Somber Smithing Stones to level up. And now we're going back to the base game. But that is everything we want to do on the DLC. That was it. We done did it. We'll see more of that on the next playthrough. The next playthrough is the one for Ansbach's bow. Ansbach is an NPC in the DLC, and we'll need to acquire his bow by assisting him in combat against another NPC. So there's a whole lot of questing and stuff that we need to do at that stage. You got here in time to see me getting the weapon. Yeah, nice little taste of the DLC. By the way, look at this thing. This thing rules. This thing is absolutely metal. I mean, it's meteoric ore, so technically, but also generally.
Now, those eyes tell a story of a challenger who's felled his mark.
Sure has. Lay out your arms, baby. Okay, now we need Smithing Stone 8, so we are doing pretty well. And, yep, can roll using this. We've got a decent armor set. Oh, now I need to go and figure out the armor set that I want to use long term. If we dual wield this with the Greatsword, which is entirely possible, that's kind of ridiculous and makes us a heavy load, but I could become a medium load if I only wear pants. So we could, in theory, do this, which is a little ridiculous. I feel like I'm telling the time. Yeah, so we're going to stick with just one-handing it for now. Oh, wait. Special treat for you guys. We're actually going to go back to the DLC, because there was one other thing I needed to do. And I forget where it is, so forgive me while I look this up. You can take a look at the DLC map. Isn't it pretty? DLC map. Look at this. This is like... Again, a fraction of this. Oh, we need to go back to where we were. I might be able to get another map fragment to show you more of the DLC, if you haven't seen any of this already. And if you haven't, then it's probably because you... Like, you're probably here because you don't mind spoilers like this, I hope. We're not going to get the Rakshasa armor. It's not the armor I'm looking for, it's a talisman. I also need to figure out how the Ash of War on this thing works, but it's probably going to deal a little bit more damage now that we've upgraded it to +8, so I can feel a little bit more comfortable exploring this area. Yes, there are still lobsters in this, and I hate them. So Morth Ruins is over there. We need to head... Wait, hang on. I just can't remember how to get to Aurora from here. Yes, there's a place called Raw. Northeast from Morth Ruins. So this way. And there's a cave with a statue of Marika in front of it. Shout out to Textures, by the way. And, yeah, all of these crosses here with the crescent moon on them are significant for a variety of reasons, and this guy is here who does not say anything. He's actually kind of important, but we won't worry about him for now, because we'll encounter him much later. So if we go northeast, there should be a cave with a statue of Marika in front. Yes. So we go through this cave, and we'll come out in a completely different portion of the map. Not collecting anything on the way. because we don't need any of it. Going to skip our way through this spot with all the perfumers, because he wants to fight perfumers anyway. Through yet another poison swamp. Thank you, Miyazaki. Hate those guys too. Yeah, we're going for the two-handed sword talisman, yeah. So we need to get to Templetown Ruins, which is this way, I believe. If I ever get around to playing this game, I most likely will have forgotten everything by then anyway. That's the spirit. Also, while you're here, you get broken runes, not golden runes. There we go. It's raw! We're gonna get this grace real fast. Yeah, Deathbird sucks. They really suck. Yeah, I didn't get the map fragment I promised you. It's like here, but either way, we just need to skirt around some of this. Oh, look. Remember these guys? We've seen these before. We know how they work. Shouldn't be too bad to take one down. And the cool thing about this sword is I think it actually... Hello? Where are the front of you? Oh, never mind. This sword actually does a different moveset than the greatsword we were just using. So it might actually be easier to use, and I think also takes less stamina per swing. Like, I feel like I can swing this more than twice before I run out of stamina, so that's wild. Also, I didn't realize there was another guy here. I forgot about that part. Hello there. I also have a colossal weapon now. Although he doesn't seem to care much about that. He will in a second. When I get shoved into his heart! So, pro tip for these golems, something that took me, like, way too long to figure out, actually. They always fall on the side of the leg you take down. So if you hit the right leg, they fall facing the right, because the game assumes that you're on the right side of the thing. So if you take it down by hitting the right leg, don't run around to the left. And now it's just stuck in the ground because the game hates me. This game should like me. I'm playing so much of it. Good info, never knew that. Yeah, it also applies to the big furnace golems, which is important because you will need to fight at least one of them. I mean, you don't need to, but you will want to fight at least one of them, because they're fun to fight. Anyway, as we continue south, we're going to ignore the Spirit Spring here. We won't need it. We will get to the map fragment. I told you guys. I told you. So this is the Rahl Ruins map fragment, which reveals that there is, yep, a decent portion in the northwest of the map. So to actually get in here, I believe we need to go around this way. There's a guy here we're supposed to fight. I'm going to try my best not to fight him, because these enemies are difficult. So instead, we're just going to run around and open a chest, and if we get killed, then oh well. It's a lot easier fighting stuff in this area when you have Shadow Tree Blessing, which I do not have, and I do not want, because we will not be here for longer than it takes to open this chest, probably. Yeah, this guy. Don't fight this guy. Don't bother fighting that guy. Instead, come in here and take his stuff. He's mad about that, of course, but wouldn't you be? Fortunately, there's a stake of Marika here, so we can come and get the stuff now we've opened the chest. Yes, we have no quarrel with him, as you might have heard. This guy's fun to parry. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a shield. I'm not a big believer in shields. Not a shield guy. When we do this next time, like when I do this with Zloy XP and we're actually going around completing objectives in the DLC, I will need to keep a checklist of where we get all of the Shadow Tree fragments and the Spirit Ashes and stuff from, because I will not remember. Okay, I have that now. So now we can die to this guy in peace. Just kidding, I'm out of here. We're away. And he's not going to follow me because he's chicken. Too chicken to jump off a building. He is legit still tracking me, though. Incredible. Alright, now we can go home. Don't fight him, just rob him. Basically the goal of all of this. So now we have another talisman that I definitely want to use, because this enhances attacks with two-handed weapons. Here's a little bit of info about it. And the only thing that has changed from removing the Viridian Amber Medallion is that it's decreased my stamina and increased my current carry load. But that's good. That's fine. We can deal with that. So now we have a couple of things to do. Because I want a very specific armor set, I'm trying to get the Knight's Cavalry armor set. We have to get that from the Consecrated Snowfield. But I want to look the part when I'm carrying this around. So we're going to do the Albinauric Village. Actually, first, we might go and do Stormveil, because I absolutely want to stomp Godrick with this weapon. There were not too many other things in the DLC that I felt would enhance the experience of using this weapon anywhere other than in the DLC, so...
Well, but of course. The gate! Open the gate!
Doing our usual rolling uphill maneuver. Go around here. Whoop. Careful. Not going to worry about the Omen Lion, because the Omen Lion's not going to worry about me. These attacks would also be semi-lethal if it were not for the fact that I'm like level 112 or something now. Yep, uh-huh. Oh, keep it coming, lads. That's fine. That's fine. Hello. Too slow. Sorry. Just flamethrowed the guys behind him, I think. A well-built stockade. Very effective. course, the dogs are still an absolute nightmare. I have such a big weapon. Fortunately, I have a lot of poise. Let's try out the Ash of War on this bird. Perhaps not the best to use it on birds, I guess? Let's try the Ash of War out on you. Alright, and importantly for our visit to Albinoric Village, we need to meet Nepheli, who is not here. Okay, I guess we have been to Altus already, so maybe she's just not here anyway. We'll get the Golden Seed. Maybe Nepheli's already in Albinoric Village. Why are we at Stormvale? To absolutely stomp a boss with a highly upgraded weapon, to get a Golden Seed. Maybe get one more Golden Seed in a bit, actually. Yeah, I know it has an AoE follow-up, I just wasn't aware how to trigger it. Godrick won't let me. Do you do a second L2 to follow up? I didn't read the item description, that's my bad. Yeah, there we go, okay. I figured it out, I worked it out.
I am the Lord of all that is golden, and one day we'll return together to our home, bathed in rays of gold.
Nice. Okay, we'll probably need to keep that Ash of War on deck, which means we'll probably need better mind score and some more mana flasks. So I will bear that in mind. And probably go 8 and 3 for a little bit. I doubt we'll need to use it too much, but, you know, kind of fun. So yeah, love that for us. Easy Godrick win, of course. Let's do Albinoric Village, so that we can get the first half of the Halig Tree Medallion, so we can get to the Snowfield. And the Snowfield is where we'll be getting the cool armor. So, Armor of Coolness. Part of me kind of wants to fight the Omenkiller here, even though we don't need to for the purposes of questing. Mainly because I can absolutely wreck him with the sword and it feels very satisfying because I don't like that guy. Nepheli isn't even here. Is she already at Round Table Hold, or did we just bypass meeting her entirely? Don't you think these Elden Ring streams keeping you a little away from Minecraft content? Honestly, I think playing other games keeps me doing Minecraft content, because if all I did was Minecraft, then I would kind of, like, lose my mind a little bit. The main reason I don't have any Minecraft stuff on my YouTube channel lately is because I've been away for a little while, and I'm getting back into making, like, bigger projects in Minecraft, so it's taking a bit of time to get an episode done.
Wait then. Well, I will finish. The curse, man, I beg you. You must keep...
Cool. Thanks, Albus. That guy doesn't die, it's fine. Oh, I rolled the wrong time. Ignore me. And your little dog too. So that's a cool Ash of War. I like that a lot. I think that's fun. I enjoy that. So one other fun thing about this weapon is that if we get the spear talisman, I'm pretty sure the like roll poke with the R1 or like the running. Is there a running R1 with this? No, that's more of a slash. But that does like piercing damage, which the spear talisman buffs by a huge amount. Do I kill all the merchants in this game? No, I don't plan to typically. I think I've only killed them once or twice, either on accident or like I think at one point experimentally I killed one of their donkeys and then that triggers a fight with them or something, but no, I don't do that on this. So let's get back to round table hold so we can do the invasion, which is also going to be hilarious with this Ash of War. Yep, pretty good. Not bad. I'll take it. Is there an estimated date when the next episode of Survival Guide will go live? Friday at the latest. Maybe at some point tomorrow. Okay, so now Ensha's done that thing. We'll get his armor. Oh, there's Nepheli.
Oh, hell, I've not seen you. I am Nepheli, here by decree. Pleasure's mine. Ah, yes. I wonder if you haven't already. Father is, I'm sure, talking to. I'll see you again.
Okay, cool. So we've met Nepheli. If we wanted to do the whole thing, she'd be at Albinoric Village, and then Gideon would cast her out and all of that stuff. But we're not going to worry about that right now. Instead, I think we probably need to go to Lanedale and fight Morgott next. Just here to enjoy any ride you decide to take? I hope so. And tomorrow we're going to be streaming Minecraft from the Fantasy SMP, so we'll have some fun with that as well. That's going to be streams only, but VODs will go up on Pixel VODs. I'll be uploading those at the end of this week. Along with the Elden Ring stuff, of course. Yep, loving this weapon so far. I like the purple sparkles especially. I think that's a very nice addition. Now time to play the game of Are the Golems Aiming at Me? Right now the answer is yes. I really wish you could get one of them to shoot the Draconic Tree Sentinel. But alas, you cannot. So I have to do it myself. Alright. Now we're back, like, slightly closer to expected level. I should probably not get too overzealous with attacking. It's fun, though. Good. Ow. That was a you should see the other guy moment. Yeah. Alright, good. Haha. Apparently this thing does even more damage if you put more stats into Arcane, so we're putting more stats into Arcane. Yeah, very satisfying, very satisfying. I'm level 122 right now, super over-leveled for where we're at in the game, so I think we're going to be comfortable for a while, probably until we get as far as, like, Farum Azula. Fire Giant might be awkward, but I've never fought Fire Giant with a colossal weapon, so... Yeah, we're like level 122 right now. This is adding like 2 points to damage, and also Arcane boosts Holy Resistance, which is nice for later stage bosses in this, so kind of perfect actually. But yeah, we're going into Lanedale having beaten Radahn and Mohg first, and then just went back to beat Godrick for the heck of it. Perfect time for you to join. See me wipe this nerd. Yeah, the Draconic Tree Sentinel is the boss everybody likes to dunk on for some reason. Always love visiting Lanedale every single time. We'll rest here so Melina can do her thing.
For bringing me here, and thus I shall farewell. I shall leave Tor. I wish you luck. You have. I have no.
Okie doke. Moving on. We could summon her for Morgott, but I think Morgott's gonna be handled pretty easily by this thing. Apologies to anybody who is a fan of the saxophone. I think we're going to hop off here this time. And ignore the the Dutas and the Gargoyles. Oh yeah, we'll have to do a forked hatchet playthrough, presumably whenever we get to the weapons that begin with F. And that'll be fun. Another weapon I have never thought about using. Not even once. Quick Erdtree Avatar fight, purely because we get a nice rune from it. Overhead. Nice. R2 swing. R2 swing. Visceral. Or riposte, or whatever they call them in this. Oh, we almost got the extra swing off there. Nice. That's good circumstantially as well. Like, it does a lot of good follow-up damage. But, like, if you need to get away and then close a gap, I think that's really handy. How many weapons are there? 408. So, in theory, I would be doing this for the next 8 years. But, like I've said before, we're going to combine a couple of playthroughs, and it is entirely feasible that I just give up on this challenge at some stage. But, in the meantime, I get to enjoy playing what I think is a very good game. It's probably one of my favorite games of all time. I'd say like top 3 or maybe top 5. It's amazing how many weapons we get and have never used. Oh, yeah. There are a lot of them just in this place. And there are some that are dropped by enemies. So you get them and you just think, oh, this is basic, for whatever reason. Yes, finally. Finally I used a skill that knocked that guy off the top. We're back on gargoyle fighting territory. Oh. Hello, can I lock onto this guy, please? You know, the big one who's fighting me right now? Ow, timed that wrong. Okay, you can't hit him on the axe. Doesn't work that way. Hit him on the butt instead. And somehow during that, all the saxophonists died again. He did his duty. I'm not going to apologize. Yeah, definitely getting used to the moveset here now. Definitely getting poisoned and thrown off trees as well, but, you know. What are you going to do? Oh, that guy came with me. It's a small concern, a mild concern. Not the biggest of deals. Alright, ow. First of all, ow. Second of all, haja! 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 Okay. I think he got the message there. I think he got the picture. I think he won't bother us again. Come around here, mess with us. Alright. So the real goal for this segment is to get to the fight against Godfrey without any, like, major setbacks. Without losing flasks. That kind of thing. If I just walk past this guy. Roll past that guy. Forgot there was a grace here, so we should probably have taken that. That guy's just harmlessly vandalizing things now. The gargoyle's gone, at least. Calmest facecam death ever. I don't tend to, like, rage at games. I'm very stoic when it comes to basically everything. Like, the most you get from me often is, like, a sarcastic look at the camera, you know? I'm not the most clippable guy on Twitch, I do recognize that. Okay, that's how that should have gone. The amount of times they make you fight stuff on a tree in this game, when the goal there is really just to get you to fall off the tree. The amount of times I've fallen off a tree in this game. I should probably change my mixed physic now that we no longer have to fight Mohg, huh? It's Colossal Weapon versus Colossal Weapon. Okay, that does a pretty solid amount of damage, but he just poises through it like a Chad, because of course he does, it's Godfrey. And of course he has all of the punishes for rolling backwards. So I think we'll just stab him. Nice. And finally we get our third talisman pouch. I think we should actually go and get a fourth, because we can get one from Round Table Hold right now, but let's touch the Grace first, of course, of course. Gonna go and fight Morgott. We fought Morgott already, so we already had the talisman from that, but we need to go and talk to Enya. We've got to listen to the two fingers again. Cool, thank you. And I don't think we want any of these. Axe of Godrick will do at some point, which will be fun. It starts with A, so stab him with the pointy end. That's the plan. So I think we'll continue to level Arcane, because Arcane is still giving us decent amounts of damage for this weapon. I think maybe we'll crush 2 of these, because that gets us to 150, and then this gets us to 180. And that's not quite 2 more levels, but it's close, right? Yeah, okay, cool. And so all we need now is another 12k, so maybe like this. No, a bit more. My maths was off. Surprise, surprise. And now we're on like 800. How am I going to do this with Radagon's weapons? New Game Plus. So yeah, like the last few bosses, basically like Gideon and onwards, anything after Ashen Capital, that's still giving us 3 points. Wow. Yeah, anything from like the end of the game is going to be a New Game Plus run. I think I might even do that with Malekith's Blade, because that's a really fun weapon to use, and you get to use it on like 3 bosses. Unless you fight like a bunch of optional stuff, you go fight Melania and Placidus Axe and everyone. But yeah, I don't plan on using a cheat engine for any of this, or having anyone like drop a weapon at the beginning of the game for me or anything, because half the time that doesn't make any sense, because you need the stats to use it, but that's why Grail exists, I suppose. Here's a fight I'm interested in doing this time, actually, because I'm very curious to see how this weapon handles these guys, specifically. Pretty well, it turns out. Good. Love that for us. Did I equip the talisman? I did, yes. I do need to still go and get the spear talisman, because we have 2 new talisman slots that I don't have equip anything in. Smithing talisman is no good to us. Crucible talisman is no good to us. Saw seal just messes with my stats too much. Yeah, like the talismans I'm actually interested in using right now are Spear Talisman, which is Lakeside Crystal Cave in Liurnia. We might as well go and get that, because I'll probably do a thrusting attack once or twice in this next fight. And then Claw Talisman maybe from Stormveil if we end up jump attacking with this. Maybe Axe Talisman from the Forest Ruins. And then Shard of Alexander, which we're not going to get for a little while here, because we need to go see Alexander on Mount Gelmir, and then we need to do mountain tops, and then we need to actually fight him. Moment you stopped using Bear Witness, you bested Godfrey on your second attempt. Yeah, one of the things I've told myself about some of these playthroughs is that, like, it's not necessarily about using the weapon skill and, like, stunting on people. It's more about just getting it done. Now I feel a lot happier about the way some of these playthroughs have gone when I allowed myself to just fight normally, you know? Wait a second, I'm in the wrong spot. I'm supposed to stay in the lake, and I think it's just underneath this spot here. Yeah, I need to change up the physic as well. I think we could probably go with Strength Knot and Stance Break. We could, if I wanted to do the brand new meta way of fighting stuff, we could do Deflecting Hard Tier, but I would need to go back to the DLC for that. Also forgot that I haven't bought a lantern yet, so maybe we should do that. Why is it always grass? So the demi-humans aren't really going to be much of a challenge. Not even this one. Although that one is going to try and stab me a little bit. Which is cute, I guess. And the Spear Talisman's in this chest, so we will get this. So now we have that for our thrusting attacks. And now I have to leave via the front door. Because you can't teleport from underground. Nice doing business with you. Bear Witness did 10 to 15 damage versus like 5% when using L1 with Cestus. Yeah. And it's a long attack versus lots of very quick attacks. Alright. We'll fight Morgott, and then I think we'll wrap up the stream there, because it is getting late and I need to cook something. And then we might be able to do the mountaintops and Farum tomorrow. We'll see. Physic. Let's do the physic quickly. The wonderful, wonderful flask. For once... Opal and hard tier might be kind of nice as well. For once, I get to hit Morgott with the spear. The reverse is true for when I fought Fallen Star Beast or whatever. Oh yeah, the hitbox on that thing is awful when you're a fist user. You gotta fight it so close. I gather one of the things they did on the latest patch after the DLC is they buffed Rain of Fire, which is a spell you get in the DLC, which I'm kind of interested in checking out sometime. Maybe when we do the Finger Seal playthrough, we'll do a similar thing than Astrologer stuff, and we'll try and get all the incantations.
The twin prodigies, Mikula and Melania.
Cool chairs.
General Radahn. Praetor Rykard. Luna Princess Rani. Willful traitors, all. Thy kind are all of a piece. Pillagers, emboldened by the flame of ambition. Have it writ upon thy meager grave. Felled by King Morgott, last of all kings.
Such good dialogue in that scene, man. Anyway. Obviously a little over-leveled for this fight, so... he's still going to hit me with a couple of things, but... especially since I don't know the moveset for this weapon super well yet. Except for the Ash of War, which sometimes he doesn't even let me use. Oh, is he invincible for that? I've never figured that out. Or did I just not hit close enough? That's not usually his dying dialogue, but that's that's how that goes. Anyway, through the chair. It was made of balsa wood the whole time. Yeah, Morgott has great dialogue, just generally. Like, I think a lot of people lately, because now the DLC is out, everyone's like, okay, the game is basically done. I don't know if they'll produce any more DLC, but there's a lot of people like, now the story is basically all out there. Who's your favorite character? And a lot of people are answering Morgott, from what I've seen, like on the Reddit and stuff.
Hello again, old friend.
Hi, where were you in the Land of
Allow
Shadow?
me a moment to converse with you. You are unable to enter the Erd Tree. No, prevented by the mantle of barbs. The thorns are impenetrable. A husk of the Erd Tree's being. The only way to stand before the Elden Ring and become the Elden Lord. My purpose, so I'd like you to undertake to the flame then and guide you.
Alright. Next time we will do that. For now, though, Morgott felled, we can level up. One more time. There we go. 699. Pretty good. Pretty good damage. Yeah, we will call it there. We have the swords. I'm so happy we have the sword. Look at that. That went in a pretty textbook way, honestly, and yes, we had to mimic tier Mohg, but it's all in service of getting to this sword. This joyous sword. It's a fun weapon skill. Alright, we're going to wrap things up there. I will return with more Elden Ring tomorrow, probably, after Minecraft. But for now, we're going to raid somebody else here on Twitch, so let's see which of our friends is live tonight. Oh, interesting. Oh, Fwip is streaming Deep Rock Galactic. It's his birthday. Let's go raid Fwip. Of course we have to raid Fwip. It's his birthday. Why not raid this man over here on Twitch? He might be streaming on YouTube as well. I'm not sure, but if it's Variety Gaming, he might just be on Twitch. So go show him some love. You can use your Pixel Hype emotes and the hashtag PixelRaid. I'll be back tomorrow. So see you for some more Minecraft tomorrow, and in the meantime, have yourselves a good one. Take care. Bye for now.